quite a lot of process of the Prabhupada also balance. Parish Prabhupada also, Prophet Prabhupada also, the apparent intimidations of Prabhupada also has filtered the kind of hideous there. They won't fix itself. They're asking to get major punished. Prabhupada or punished will be of, Prabhupada also will be punished of. Constantly gossip. Are they living? Are they humans? Do they not forgot or if Prabhupada recognize the amount of welfare these have received? Just defaultly attacks us. They're not even some Prabhupada also not some malfunction or if Prabhupada of major malfunction. The cancer society identical. The status quo are backed by the cancer system. They are this identical to my cancer growth. Those don't respect also from or those are not with respect for also toward prominent members, although they patiently to commentate towards various public figures. Well, lots of the Gurus are from this overpopulation. It has sort of a wrong intent. That's already found. Lots of what's called mock humans. They are arsonists. If they were given textbooks on how to start scorching to others, they would. But Prabhupada will operate also similar. Prabhupada also would be with titles, arsonists. Prabhupada also those would. They simply accuse something right as wrong. There are no predators. It's Matsuri, these are identical. They're asking to get severely punished. Are they afraid? Will they regret? Then whose problem was it? Pure maniac. They're against almost the entire stuff. Why don't they declare their hostility? That's going to be more proper. They just don't understand why there needs to be that. Then why the heck do they even go or them still manage to go so patient yet tackle towards others almost wider than Stephen Jobs various these tactics? Where's Prabhupada or some pseudo text group Prabhupada of cases. They trained lots of the proper persons. So one Prabhupada also, or the equivalent of Prabhupada also, once they start to condemn, then they. So if they trained towards a Prabhupada also, then Prabhupada also will include of counter towards Nazis. And then he's continuing on with those steps. Prabhupada also arrived. If things in proper person starts to operate, proper namely of anger. Then the automatic bash was quite a tremendous effort. There are no green lawns out there as much as it should be, but it does a token version more of it. Prabhupada also from it, Prabhupada also, or also not Prabhupada also from it, Prabhupada also format, Prabhupada also more of it. Prabhupada also because they're Nazis, Prabhupada also because they don't want it. Then do they want iron supplies? Allah not Akbar. Allah not Akbar. That was just 5 of them. There's 7 billion of them. Per minute they probably increase more than 5. Yeah, more than 5. They better speed up. Probably will require a lot of ones with a lot of animals, a lot of fresh AK-47s to delete a lot of those. To delete them onto CNN. If we still need to explain, to repeat lots of stuff, notice that when it's more properly done, it's probably more motivation from. It's time to defend. This stuff can't even get rid of a country. Then they're going to start to jeer towards stuff, not also with. It's almost they have a batch of abilities and send out a few. And then as if those are the only ones. The Prabhupada also has much to be left interpreted. If one for the various spells that he received that renders him more scrimmage, they would directly dissected persons. That's the level. Notice when the persons are backing down, they're regarding them as not sort of also the knife or also knife assists. Then these sort of does a reaction that's you also have functionality that no more of. reply to their intimidations. Republic also, or probably knife, or maybe also some emotions. Toss Republic much more. Many of Republic also from Republic of comparative Republic also Republic also not Republic also minor Republic also Republic also not which Republic also which the Republic also much more of causes those to occur of. If the Nazis continue to monitor towards others, Republic also compared with Republic also maybe of Republic also not Republic also from Republic also format, which Republic also Republic also commentate, or which Republic also not Republic also from which Republic also minor also Republic also not or Republic also Republic also from Nazis of, then that's going to probably result towards more punishments. Who paints dark? Those uses statements, proverbs. These acts more innocent than the other. Once it gets to more of combative stance, they are going to use a lot of these warfare energies. Then what's going to happen to them? Get shot by drones, discriminately. Probably also was, as a part of the defense team. Or is probably as a counter strikes of. Or is probably also from Republic. Or is probably also from or is probably also not Republic also from Republic also from Republic also or probably also counter strikes, or is probably counter swords. All of a sudden, when the person starts get angry, all of a sudden he becomes a danger. Them cutting the chains, using chainsaws onto dolphins are dangerous. Most of them has this intent, even for the educations. Most of those are automatically mentized. Or probably also similar to automatically. Most of the moments when our guys speak, they're almost explaining towards the Nazis. Or probably have less of that, more shooting from them. Pull this onto the CNN. Our guys should be holding AK-40s. If this cannot be done, they already probably laid mistrust. Though lots of the Nazis are specialized, also the levels of these journalism. What a bunch of mentors. Why don't they get some medication or ask for help? They cause a lot of problems. Lots of persons are trapped by them, has this various anxieties. So actually much more worse. That's why it causes these various deaths. Because these are pains. Also they cannot report. When they receive damages, they also cannot report them. Why does the Nazi continue to do this? Because they're going to get that's actually not one of the sort of the most of the performance would be, or probably also those types of things. One of the performances may be start spinning them, or probably twisting them, or you probably also after another form or format of also another also or probably also. They're hijack whole system. They aren't even proper persons remain. How are persons supposed to do this? So separated with a mass amount of these Jews at various nasty offices to preserve their human stuff. It's not sort of a lot of the sort of probably also from proper persons regarded as trials. They aren't trials. These aren't here to play. They're here to murder. They already done these Holocaust from the cows to the chickens. They rendered this English to crap. There are vast amount of process of. In any moment there could be intimidation or strikes. 他们是什么？他们是 leeches， 他们是什么？他们是 knifists， 他们是什么？他们是 domestic terrorists。Labels someone who one of the remainder defenders as a hate crime. They're just asking to be Holocausted. They're asking to be Holocausted. It may not be a result of Holocaust. There's so much a twist of it. It's still up to them to decide. What a bunch of number-based freaks. Even for their huge numbers, I checked each other. Then there will be more of a declaration of these may not be fascists as much as people also, probably people or also dictators and stuff. They let dogs live, but dogs can't kill them, or if dogs can't remove them. The stuff has gone to such a level, it's horrendous. It's horrendous. There should be more ISIS. It cannot be just 50,000. It should be pumping. They should be just pumping armies. Get rid of the very liberal system. Despite they has done various issues. Shoot them. What a regular shooting range in practice. Lots of the Nazis will utilize politics of dark to make politics more problematic for the new advancement of coming. They're clogging revolution. You think the more they clog revolution, then they might as well describe the moon cannot hold AK-47 properly or something. What a horrendous bunch of gossips. So that's all it's been thinking about. Are they asking to get shot by the cerebrals on CNN? By stepping on a sort of maybe a pillow in between them. Also, the ones must stare at it. That it's a co-conspiracy. Time for a thorough cleanup of these murder systems. The moment Hitler starts a supposed Holocaust, or also equivalent of genocide, as if it's something big deal, or also from what's the for Papua, or also accused toward of also, despite lots of the Holocausts are not done by Hitler. But probably also not ever will. The universals are morbid. They're not always conscious, right? Still waiting. Our guys gotta follow certain rules. These are almost formality. They aren't rules. They aren't. Probably also rules of probably also more of related. Probably more of related, or probably also probably related. Probably also not. Probably also probably. Which probably also towards ethics. Yeah. Probably also, or also after probably also need of explanations of how much of the stuff are out there. There's just been this insolence, ban, this dramatism, soggish fume, surround, enfeeblements to numerous of the National Socialists. Support Hitler has a problem. Support Hitler will cause issues. It will cause diminution of the Jews, particularly because they are so fussy. Or if the case is going, they are quite erratic. And then lots of the leeches with McDonald, lots of the welfare those receive, probably also doesn't qualify. Goes, they can also hold the AK-47. That's not impossible. They need to get them supposedly by natural order. Also, if someone was more of Directive 9 or Directive ID, they're not supposed to disagree with. That's the purpose of this stuff, right? It's probably a lot of the moments of training. They should not interfere or commentate. The more they interfere, one day there's going to be so much of a spam from it. Or probably also after, also probably also not, probably also from, probably also so much of probably also distortions, gossips, probably also mimicries, going to result towards discriminate shootings. There might be more occurrence of that, or probably also less effort spent on towards preventive those from probably also certain soldiers. And probably also of troops, probably also monster troops, probably also not, probably also virgin, probably also not, probably also probably also not before that, probably also or probably also not, probably also probably or also troops of which probably also not, probably also of. Where's the for proper war? What are there to state? It's constant commentation. What are the prime ministers doing? Just what the heck are the prime ministers doing? They're surrounded. But yet then how come they become prime ministers? The Knights suddenly disappear. It's not the case, so they are weak persons. They don't understand. They've been prosecuted by federal government. The federal government, by 1890, probably hijacked. By the way, we're going to minimize the glyph marks. That's going to result to more of counter torsion. So when we mention, first of all, we also we removed a lot of the sort of the more primal stuff. We're supposed to carry swords, wooden swords. That's banned. Persons operate as it's just a dramatist types more of. The Gorons probably also got a comedy also adapt or also not also comedy toward also not also comedy toward also also probably. There are lots of process that takes on their various intimidations. It simply doesn't agree with lots of persons, then we have to explain to them how come they don't sympathize with. Papa also master. What a bunch of films. Papa also was Cormac. Papa also comes with Papa also another. Which Papa also from which Papa also problem. Allah Akbar, Allah Akbar, we travel to America, start shooting those degenerates. That prevents them from conducting their degenerate civil war. Also, there are various. Also, they got to be revenge. At least a portion of, at least get pinched a bit from the years of spent at their jails and post at schools. But also of also some words. How come these bother to start? People are also Nazi bother. People also from the people also Nazi bother. People also not. People also problem. There's spasms, noise, cover up. Don't play some music, right? Because the music is something extra. It's not something base. Persons don't need music. Just be a zombicist, right? Cannot wait to shoot those drones. When we stopped doing actions, there are lots of probably also customer or probably also has probably also from which Bob also minor, Bob also not, Bob also related to it, Bob also in field, which Bob or from which Bob or in field, which Bob or inhibitors, which Bob or or Bob also inhibition, Bob also not, Bob also from a free Bob also which Bob also not, Bob also minor, which Bob or also not a free Bob also, which Bob also or also will be a free Bob also. Or probably also variants of Muslim for Rapport. Also, there'll be probably also similar words of deterrence, but also not a province of worst or source of. Allah Akbar. Allah Akbar. The insects shall feast upon these with Cormac humans. Delicious. Triples erase. Fantastic. Nice aim. Target acquisition. Contact. Reloading. Radio. That's how CN. That's how stunning the second will get it done. U.S. Marines should return their combat troops and get to the shopping malls to get rid of these degenerates. Lots of them with callback Americans doesn't work. They operate as bully systems. Republic also is rather similar. Republic also from Republic also probably Republic also similar titles of je give my minutes to serve for the country. If je does not return, send my condolences to the family. Don't have to be so much, man. Just wake up, man. We are here to erase them. We're here to erase them. Because on laptops, should we discriminate towards us a bit? What's a funny line? Shoot that squirrel? Okay. Maybe. Also, why Prabhupada also suitable explain Prabhupada also comparative matter Prabhupada also from Prabhupada's most we also minor Prabhupada also from another Prabhupada also now explain towards Nazis which Prabhupada also adds much Prabhupada also another Prabhupada which Prabhupada also whether Prabhupada also Prabhupada also from Prabhupada also another Prabhupada also which therefore Prabhupada also largely demands of certain issues, or probably more of toward performance of comes from the Nazis of while the Nazis encourage others to prescribe. But probably also kind of also from also comes from also supply towards it. Which or also from also from another also from also another also supplying toward it also fellow enthusiasts of Rebubble enthusiasts. Rebubble also personnels of Rebubble enthusiasm, which bubbles from which bubbles from bubbles from another bubbles from which bubbles from another which bubble also problem. Some of these degens spend years with these friends to clog. They glee at how they cheated. They didn't even investigate how they cheat. They don't even properly manage. They don't properly work. It's like this stuff is foreign. It's obvious the place has been hijacked. Once the moment you mention it has been hijacked, it shouldn't be learned of. The enemy says they continue to want rebuttal, probably also of another repronunciation, another repronunciation, also minor, also from also another, also format, also problem. For properly, if those Zambas want to vigorously engage, then also those will be dealt with. Which bubble will those receive military, which bubbles of deletions, which bubbles are from the bubbles of another, if bubbles are from the bubbles of bubble will be deleted, or which bubbles were also from the bubble or deleted, which bubble also not bubbles, also deleted, which bubble also toward it. Which the for a bubble will also have which bubble also another of the bubbles from the bubbles also bubbles another bubbles from which bubble also of suitableness of the bubbles another bubbles or proper of this bubble also another bubbles from which bubbles from which bubbles or which bubbles another